What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Stay Locked In podcast. If you somehow stumbled upon this video, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button down below for more content. I got a crazy goal of about 10,000 subscribers. If you can help me manifest my goal into a reality, I would really appreciate it. With that being said, let's get right into this video. Let's go ahead and lock the in. Alright, so boom. All right, let's get right into this video, man. Big congratulations to LeBron James. What a massive accomplishment. Something that I don't think anybody thought or seen happening. But somehow he accomplished it. And shout out to him, man. He deserves all the praise, all of the attention and, adulation that he's getting right now. Shout out to King James. Major accomplishment, and I take my hat off to you. I think we just need to salute LeBron for being LeBron for 20 years straight. No breaks. You know what I mean? Just the epitome of what a professional athlete should be. You know what I mean? Just from even off the court, you know what I mean? From his family life, we've never seen a scandal, nothing from this dude. Man, that's an accomplishment in itself. You know what I mean? With the money, the power, and the access that this man has, to not have no quote unquote slip ups or anything like that, I think is commendable in itself. But just getting right into the game, it was clear as day he was trying to break this record. He came out aggressive. He came out with the headband on. He took it back to Baby Bron, and I believe he scored like 20 points in the first half. He came out very aggressive, attacking the rim. I think he hit a couple of threes to start the game as well. He looked like he was fully engaged. It was almost a playoff atmosphere. The crowd was really into it. There was a lot of star power there. It was definitely a playoff atmosphere, I believe. And Bron was playing like it. I do want to say shout out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That dude right there is something special. He was playing his ass off yesterday as well. But I think it's something to be said, for Bron coming out, doing what he did, trying to get it done. There was a clip, I think, of him talking to his sons and stuff at the at the half. Like, you think I should go for it? All right, I'm gonna go get it. And he came out. I think he hit a couple of threes, and it was just like pandemonium. He was like 6 points away. He did all of this by the third quarter, and came down. I think he was trying to break it with a little sky hook, but whoever was guarding him, I think it was Muscala at the time, was playing him pretty hard. And it's just a testament to who Bron is. He didn't really force it, you know what I mean? He let the game come to him. He wasn't out there just gunning and jacking up shots. And this is who we've seen for the past 20 years. Somebody who is not forcing shots and shooting in double and triple teams, and somehow, some way has reached this pinnacle of the sport, being an all-time scoring leader. But I believe the next play he came down, got the ball in the the high post, free throw line, came to the elbow, turn around, fadeaway jumper. They stopped the game, celebrated him. That had to be a moment for him. Just you know what I mean? Just having your friends and family there for being an all-time scoring leader. I believe there was a fan. There was a video I seen of somebody sitting courtside and was asking Bron, like, "Hey man, you gonna cry? You gonna cry when you break the scoring record?" And he was like, "Nah, I ain't gonna cry. I'll cry for a championship." And lo and behold, we seen them damn tears coming. We seen them tears flowing, man, and rightfully so. It's a major accomplishment, a record that's been held on to for close to 40 years now. At this point, I don't even think Bron was born at the time the record was broken or set. And you know, from this point on, any basket that this man scores, he's breaking his own record, which is crazy to think about. Crazy to think about. Every single basket that this man scores will be breaking his own record. And you know, I don't see Bron slowing down anytime, man. I give him at least minimum another 2 years playing at the level that he's playing at. You know, depending on his health, you know, if he's healthy and everything like that, possibly 3. You know, minimum 2, possibly 3 to 4. So, you know, this man is clearly on his way to 40,000 points. The only player in the history to ever reach that amount of points. And, you know, I just think it's crazy that, you know, he is probably the most criticized athlete to ever live. Like, even in his greatest accomplishments, people are criticizing every little thing he does. You know what I mean? And they make it a point to bring up certain things. Like, I've seen comments and takes, you know, people talking about, you know, just criticizing him as far as, oh, it's a longevity accomplishment. It was if you take away all of the threes. Like, come on, man. Like, what are people talking about? If you take away all the threes, okay, are we doing that for every other scorer on that list? Are we taking the threes away from Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant? Are we doing that as well? Like, we've never heard this stuff before. Why are we taking away? Like, what are you talking about? And even if you take away the threes, LeBron is set to pass this man this year. May not have been, you know, this soon, February, but he still would have did it. And even if he didn't do it this year, he's going to obliterate this record. We're looking at, I believe Bron is looking at like 42,000 points. I believe he's going to end up with. And that's being generous. You know, and as far as the longevity, man, what we've seen, yeah, the man has played 20 years. So has Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant hasn't broken it. And not to shade Kobe, man, you know what I mean? Not to throw no dirt on Kobe's name, because he's a legend. Period. I don't even have nothing bad to say about Kobe, but it sounds crazy to me that they have these same criticisms for Bron and not for everybody else, man. Keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. Kobe Bryant played 20 years, so did Kareem. Kareem played 20 years as well. You know, I just think it's terrible, man. Just even in the moments that this man is supposed to shine and receive the adulation that he's supposed to, you know, people bring up, oh, the 2011 finals. But, like, you know, these are blemishes on his resume, but everybody has them. Everybody. You know what I mean? When we're talking about Jordan, people forget about those Wizard years. Nobody even brings those up anymore. Do we forget about the Wizard years? Like, you know what I mean? Every time somebody talks about Jordan, they're not talking about the Wizard years. Every time they're talking about Kobe, they're not talking about Kobe shooting air balls in the playoffs, you know, in the clutch and stuff like that. Like, come on, man. Give this man his flowers and just let it be that. Just let it be that, man. I don't understand it. It's just crazy to me. You know, and this is, you know, part of what I'm doing is just trying to, you know, give the man his flowers, man. And, you know, to all of those players and all of those points, this man has done it on fewer shots. Over 1,200 shots fewer than MJ when he passed him. Over 2,000, almost close to 2,000 shots fewer than Kobe Bryant when he passed him. And now fewer than, I believe, close to 1,000 shots less than Kareem when he passed him. Get a man his just due, man. Get a man his just due. And let that be that, man. I try not to make it a comparison. And I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be what it's going to be. As far as the comparisons, but, I just hear so much of it. But I think it was extremely strategic on Bron's part. I don't think none of this is by accident or coincidence. I believe he came to the Lakers knowing all of these things. He passed up Kobe Bryant in the Lakers uniform. Not only did he pass up Kareem this particular season in the Lakers uniform, he also passed up Magic in assists this season in the Lakers uniform, and did it on the Lakers home floor. I think all of this was planned out years ago, and now we're just now seeing the finished product. And that's another thing. This man is the leading scorer of all time, number one, and top 5 in assists. That is unheard of. Unheard of. It's crazy, man. I went to the Knicks game when the Lakers played them a couple of weeks ago. And, everybody was focusing on this scoring record. And while I'm at this game, LeBron passed up Steve Nash and Mark Jackson in assists that same game. Like, just think about that for a second. Let that sink in. Steve Nash and Mark Jackson. That's crazy. And, maybe a week or so later, now he's passing up Kareem as the number one all-time scorer. That's just unheard of, man. I don't think we'll ever see another LeBron James ever again. I just don't see it. I think he's going to hold on to this record for a long time. I think he's going to hold on to this record for an extremely long time. Maybe even longer than Kareem. Who knows? But, we got players like Kevin Durant. Some of my favorite moments from LeBron, I don't think get talked about enough. Like, some of the all-time scorers that I think get passed up, dudes like Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady was, to me, probably one of the most all-time scorers, in the league. And just go back and look at those battles that he had with Tracy McGrady as a rookie. And they was going, toe-to-toe, tit-for-tat. Incredible moments. Speaking of that, we all know Tracy McGrady I think he had like 13 points in like 30 seconds or whatever it was, a minute. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but the hardcore NBA fans know what I'm talking about. There was another moment of LeBron where he scored like 16 points in like 3 minutes for the Milwaukee Bucks. He had caught fire, back-to-back threes. Came down, shot a jump shot. It was just crazy. Another one of my favorite moments is, I believe he dropped 51 on the Magic after the GM made a comment about him. He thought he was more of a competitor than that. He came out going crazy. I believe he started the game 11 for 11. A lot of these moments that get kind of looked up and passed over. And, when it's all said and done, they'll go back and revisit these moments that kind of just get lost. Lost in the sauce. And probably my favorite moment of LeBron all time was Game 6 in Boston when he was with the Heat. And he came out. They was down. And they needed a big performance from him. And I think this dude probably had the most perfect game that I've ever seen. Hitting shots from everywhere. He was unguardable, unstoppable. And just that look in his eyes, man. That was a crazy moment for me. But shout out to LeBron, man. I don't think he gets enough credit. Just regarding, let's stop the criticisms, man. Let the man have his moment. Stop the comparisons just for a moment, man. Let this man have his moment, and let's celebrate him as he should be, man. If you guys want anything for me to react to, please send it to staylockedin24@gmail.com.